And the foundational philosophy of Forrest Yoga comes from a native teacher, Black Elk, who spoke about the hoop of the people being broken, and that brokenness and scatteredness being the work of people today to find the inner work of the pieces that we have fragmented, and letting that lead us to where love calls us to, the things of the world, to bring integrity back to the circle of both human and other than human life. So, as with any very, very advanced pose, such as that type of mission, I'll invite us all to pause and see where we can come into that both personally and in community this morning. There are many elevated emotional states in our collective nervous system. And this time, this pivotal time in the history of civil rights and human justice, to see what part is our unique step in mending the circle of humans. And so sensing where you can let all of you be invited to your yoga mat this morning. And letting your breath help you to see those parts that might think that they aren't enough or aren't appropriate, and letting them be there too. And we'll start with our pranayama here. So beginning with the direction of down, beginning to sense what your access is to breathing in a way that moves deep inside. So it may or may not be available, just being curious with what your access is to breathe down towards pelvic floor. Putting your attention behind the focus. And we'll stay with down, breathing down. Any amount, softening the jaw, separating the back teeth. Feeling into the energy of earth. All of the nourishing minerals of the earth that match the substance of our bones, to bring in a sense of belonging. And matching that with a choice to belong. Noticing any of the parts of you that think they don't belong, and making a warrior's choice to belong. Sensing the energy of pelvis and legs and feet. Letting the energetic roots move down into the earth. And allowing to move on out what is not working anyway. And letting that be a gentle process. And then begin to sweep the breath. Start moving down and then sweep the breath into the sacrum and the back bottom ribs, kidneys, adrenals. Breathing into the space behind you of honorable ancestors, of spiritual supports. And anywhere you can open up the back body to where you are held in your life. Breathing into that space, enlivening that space. And then coming to the sides of the ribs, so if it's useful, you could place your hands right onto your side ribs and begin to give yourself an anchor of your hands to feel the intercostal muscles broadening and expanding the ribs into your hands, and then using your hands to help the breath back out. So a lot of times when we're not rooted, the intercostal muscles and the rib cage muscles will grip. So letting the rib cage muscles communicate with the lower body, let the lower body communicate that there is support. Feel for that support. Do you need me? And then we'll come to the direction of up. So if it's useful, you could place your hands somewhere around collarbones, maybe underneath collarbones, and begin to fill into upper side ribs, armpits, all of the lymphatic webbing and chest muscle area, armpit area. Sensing the lungs and the heart being hugged by the lungs. Breathing into the integrity of your heart. All that your heart holds, building a spacious place for all that your heart holds. And then you can rest the hands wherever is comfortable, or place the hands on the front body. So the solar body, this place where we connect with each other, we share our feelings and our ideas. And sensing all of the supports of down, back, side body, up, so that you can then sense how maybe not, can you open the front body and let it shine out, or maybe you need to be in a cocoon, sensing what you need right now. And then from here, beginning to come into some seated bird wing, palms facing up, stretching the pinky finger away from the thumb. Taking a big breath in, and then on exhale, forearms move out, elbows squeeze in, shoulders down, shoulder blades down. Inhale to stage one. Exhale, forearms come out, elbows tweeze in, shoulders down, shoulder blades down. I can hold one. I can hold one. I can hold one while you're doing that.
Okay. Who's crying here? Which one? Oh, you. Okay. All right.
And then let the arms relax down. Extending out through the left forearm. Taking a hold of the pinky finger. Taking a big breath in. Exhale, stretch the pinky finger back. You can stretch your fingers to haven. Taking a hold of the fourth finger. Exhale, stretch your fourth finger back. Take a hold of the middle finger. Exhale, stretch it back. Take a hold of the back of the thumb, stretch the thumb back. And then we'll do the opposite hand. So extending the opposite arm forward, stretch at the heel of the hand, holding on to the pinky finger. On exhale, stretch pinky finger back. Take a hold of the fourth finger, inhale. Exhale, stretch fourth finger back. Inhale, take a hold of middle finger. Exhale, stretch middle finger back. Take a hold of index finger. Exhale, stretch it back. And then take a hold of the thumb and then stretch the thumb back. Relax. Relax the arms down and we'll come into some stretching from the center of the chest. Arms come out. Inhale, flex at the wrist. Exhale, curl down one finger at a time. And then roll the wrists down. Inhale, spread the hands forward. Exhale, fold the thumb and give the thumb a squeeze. Roll the pinky edge of the hand down. Look, there's Adam. Inhale, flex at the wrist. Reach out like you're stopping traffic. Exhale, curling down. Pinky, fourth, middle, index. Fold the thumb over. Roll the fist down. Inhale, spread the palms forward. Exhale, fold thumb in. Give the thumb a squeeze. Roll the pinky edge of the hands down. And then release. And then from here, bring your attention to your neck as if you had a yoga block on the top of the head. Lifting that imaginary block, sitting down on the sit bones, and then beginning to come into circling gently with the nose. So you're releasing into the base of the skull bones. Breathing into the suboccipital muscles. Switching directions. Oh, you breathe too.
Yeah, I know. Come on, honey. Here we go. Here we go.
And then from there, beginning to take a look over one shoulder and then the other. And then taking a moment, begin to tuck the chin, let the upper back round, coming into flexion in the spine, and then pull the chin back, looking up, opening into the front of the neck and the sternum. And then letting that be as big or as small as you like. If you want, you could add in cactus arms and then bring them down. Just get a sense of breathing in a way that senses the integrity of the spine. Sometimes it feels like the neck is its own entity, reminding yourself that the neck is part of the spine. Feeling the way the sacrum connects to the spine. And then when that feels complete, pausing, coming back to center. And then we're gonna head to the back, but first, later on, we're gonna do some stuff that if you have a yoga strap or an equivalent, a scarf, anything that you could use, a shirt would be a good thing to use. And then let's go ahead and come on down to the back. So you can place your props to the side. And then just sensing the cylinder of the body, the direction of down, pelvis, sweeping into the back body, side body, the top of the torso, front body. What do you need? What do you need?
I'm all set. No, where is
And then we'll come into back release prep. Left ankle on top of right thigh. What do you need?
I'm all set, thank you.
Inhale, broadening the left side, low back, sending the outer knee away from you. And then from here, begin to rock the low back side to side. And just let that stay small or be bigger, depending on what feels good in your hip and low back. And then when you are ready, take that back to center. Stretch the leg out powerfully. Take some circles, wake up the ankle. And then we'll switch sides. Right ankle on the left thigh, flex at the foot, begin to study the right SI joint, right low back and hip. Send the outer right knee away from the torso, play with it. And sensing the integrity of all of these directions of you internally.
Hey, Karuna,
Yeah.
I need my mask.
And then come back to center. Unhook. Excuse me, I just have to get a mask. Where is it, love? Bridge pose. Bring the feet right underneath the knees, outer edges of the feet parallel. Arms can be wherever they feel the most comfortable. Gazing straight to the ceiling and then press into the heel points, spread across the ball of the foot. Inhale, broaden across the back bottom ribs. And then exhale, lift up into bridge. And then we'll let this be a flowing bridge. So coming down in a way that gives you information about the spine. Broaden across the ribs, press the ground away to lift up. Send the thigh bones forward. And then keep flowing through your bridge in a way that helps you to massage out the kidney area. And then the next time you're up, keep the hips lifted, sensing the earth energy of pelvis and legs, and then communicating any stability that's available to the rib cage. Relax the rib cage and then continue to see how the unfurling process may be available. And if you like using mental noting, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, with the sensations that arise. And then we'll come into one round of Uddiyana to help see what we can create here together. Relaxing internally, fill all the way up with the breath. Pause at the top. Exhale everything out. When you're empty, keep the breath out, belly pulls back. And then when you're ready to breathe, relax internally and inhale. And if you're new to that, we'll repeat it later on. It's a quite advanced practice. Keep your neck relaxed, roll onto one side, and come on up to tabletop. And just feeling into this somewhat simple shape of tabletop, sensing how you are making sort of a box shape with your arms, your torso, and your thighs. Pressing into the base of index fingers and thumbs, shoulders away from the ears. And we'll do this sit bone move that we've been doing lately of inhaling. Exhale, sit bones move towards heels, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale back to table, and then exhale right ear to right shoulder. Sit back, sit bones towards calves. And then keep going here, sensing how the lateral flexion in the neck feels, changing this in any fashion. And then coming back to center. Let's do some thread the needle, again, the flowing version. Press the ground away strongly with the left arm while you make sort of an imaginary bow and arrow. Pull, pull, pull with the right. Unfurling. Feel for the chest muscles. Stretch up. And then take it through, dialing the arm down. Tap. And then same thing. Pull back. So you're using this pair of actions. Pushing away, pulling back, stretch up. And then take it through, feeling into what shows up. Keep making this your own. When you reach up, sensing how you can move the shoulder blade to the ceiling. And then the next time you reach up, take one circle forward, and then sense, what does that shoulder need? So you have the ball and socket joint, the collarbone, the shoulder blade, all the way through the tissues in the arm, the elbow, the wrist, nourishing all of those tissues, getting energy flow. And then recentering back to table, take a pause, breathing in a way that helps you to feel your body in space, feeling the integrity. Press the ground away with the right, pull back with the left, reach up, and then dial it through. And again, sensing, can you move the left shoulder blade towards the ceiling? And then next time you reach up, take that one circle forward and then let the breath lead. Feel for what is pleasant and useful, letting that be your guide here. And then come on back to tabletop. From here, let's come into turbo puppy, again, the flowing version. Hands come forward about hands width distance. Press the ground away, right? Shoulders down. Slightly bend the elbows, ground the tops of the feet. Pull the hands towards the knees, heart reaches forward, and then lift between shoulder blades. And then let that be as much or as little of rounding the spine as you like. You can let it be small or be more of the whole back. Feeling the integration of the movement by staying in touch with the breath and the connections between parts. And then from there, let's come back to tabletop again. With a lot of focus, take the right leg back, plant the top of the foot, curl the toes under, and then circling around, kick through the heel, and really light up that hamstring insertion, lower glute line, and then go ahead and lift the leg. Let the left arm come out, palm down like a wing. Bend into that right knee, and again, pulse the heel towards the ceiling a few times to turn on the glute a bit more, and then take it out into half frog. Taking a few breaths here, gazing, keeping the neck as soft as you can as you gaze towards the mat right in front of you. And then reaching forward, reaching back, placing the limbs down. And then the same thing, plant the ball of the left foot down, circling around. And then lift the legs, square the hips, reach the right arm out with the palm down. Bend into the left knee, pulse the heel towards the ceiling, and then take the left knee out into half frog. And then reaching limbs forward and back, arms come down. And then from here, next pose is dolphin. Elbows come down, wrap around middle part of upper arms. Option 1, clasp the hands, plant the forearms down. Option 2, bring the forearms parallel. Root the inner hands, shoulders away from the ears. Lift up between shoulder blades. Curl the toes under. You can keep the knees bent as long as you like. And then press the ground away and sense what that does in your tissues, in your connection to the integrity of the asana. See the sweet spot where you can let the neck relax the most that's available today. Gently place knees down, sit back in embryo, big toes together, knees wide. You could pad behind the knees. You could place a prop under your forehead, arms relaxed by torso. And then sensing into the energetic tone and the nutrients of embryo, letting yourself belong and breathe. And then come on back to tabletop. Let's come into down dog. So hands come forward and hands with distance, shoulders away from the ears. Press the ground away and then curl the toes. See if you can sense the low abs engaged as you lift the hips. And then when you're ready, come into Uttanasana, forward fold, walk the hands forward to the feet. Hands could be on blocks. You could interlace the hands behind the neck, giving the neck a little squeeze. And then from here, taking the thumbs and the index finger into the head of the thigh bone, engage the abs, and then come on up. Coming up to stand, and let's do a little work here just to find some flow and some release work. To start, sometimes we do this at the end, but it can be a good warm up too. Like you're throwing something away behind you. You could flick with the fingers. So getting a sense of, do the shoulder blades move a bit off of the back ribs here? Taking a big breath in, exhaling with soft lions or full lions, your choice. Get into your heels, press the ground away, lift the toes, and then let the toes relax across the floor. And then we'll come into a standing Uddiyana. So if you were newer to that, I'll slow that down a bit. So I'll say what it is. If you know it, you can do it with me. So it's pausing, taking a very full breath in, pausing at the top, and then exhaling everything out as smoothly as possible. When the breath is empty, keeping the breath out, pulling the belly back and up. Pausing for your comfort level. When you're ready to breathe, relax the belly and inhale. So let's do it together. We'll do it in back release. So heels of the hands right at the head of the thigh bones. You could bend the knees, and then sit the hips back. So as best as you can, keep the knees over the ankles. They might come a little forward like mine, that's no problem. Shoulders are gonna hike up, probably, no problem. Relax internally, press down into the head of the thigh bones. Take a very smooth breath in. Pause at the top, exhale everything out. When you're empty, pull belly back and up. When you're ready to breathe, relax belly muscles. Inhale, straighten the legs and forward bend. Let the head go. And then from here, come into flat back. Hands press on shins, heart reaches forward. And then from there, step back into your plank. So knees up or knees down. Lowering down, high quality transition. Hands and feet active, neck relaxed, elbows in. And then lifting to like reach back. Use the low glutes, light up the legs. And then we'll come into very low cobra, hands at side ribs. Press into hands and feet, pull hands towards feet, heart reaches forward and up. Pull hands towards feet to come down. Hands under shoulders, shoulders away from ears, press the ground away to come back into down dog. Lunge, left leg steps forward. If you need more padding, you can use a blanket or a towel or anything, or fold your mat. And then see, where's that hip willing to go? It might stay back, it might come forward, listening, and then reaching the arms up. Sensing that the nutrients of reaching up, what that does to your energy body. Pinky fingers spin in, look up, if that's okay for your neck. Sensing what that does energetically. Press the ground away, and then bring the arms down. Step back, plank. High quality transition to the floor. Engage through the core. Do that self-assist every time. Reach back, roll the inner thighs to the ceilings. Feel the quads making contact with the floor. Very low cobra. Sense the integrity of the spine. Press back, shoulders down, shoulder blades down. Front ribs knit down and in. And then from there, with one step or 15, doesn't matter, right leg comes forward, lunge. Begin to sense into what is that left hip got to say here. And then sweep up, lift the ribs, wrap the shoulder blades, press into your foundation. Bring the hands down, step up. Come on up, sweep up. Opening the front body, maybe coming back to those cactus arms, a great way to unwind all of the hunching over devices many of us have been doing. Hands come to heart center. Feel the integrity of the midline prayer. And then from there, let's repeat into back traction. So option to repeat the Uddiyana or just do back traction. Heels of the hands into the head of the thigh bone. Relaxing internally, fill all the way up with breath. Exhale everything out. Belly back and up. Relax the belly. Inhale, straighten the legs and fold. Inhale, flat back, heart reaches forward, collarbones broad. Exhale, belly spine, step back into plank. Let's do some shoulder shrugs in boat. Lower all the way down. Reach back, make space, move the thigh bone away from the hip. And then lift the legs, lift the chest, lift the hands hovering next to shoulders, about 6 inches off the ground, 6 inches away from shoulders. Inhale, broaden upper back. Exhale, squeeze shoulders, shoulder blades, elbow tips. Inhale, broaden upper back. Exhale, squeeze shoulders, shoulder blades, elbow tips. Inhale, broaden upper back. Exhale, squeeze shoulders, shoulder blades, elbow tips. Reach through the legs. And then take a pause, come into your crocodile, plant the hands down, either stacked or flat on the earth, on the ground. Feel the contact of belly to ground to help you come into feeling the body in this moment. Letting the breath be a conversation with your body. Hands under shoulders, shoulders away from ears, pressing back into down dog. Use the power of the exhale, the power of your low abs. And then we'll come back to left leg stepping forward, come into your lunge. Sweeping up, wrapping shoulder blades, hold on to the left hip. Lift the ribs, reach up and over. Sensing into the side body, softening first, and then opening into the right ribs. And then from there, bringing the torso up. Let's come into a twist. So Option, you can either keep that knee down and with more support, or you can come into lifting the knee. Choose your foundation, whichever one you choose. Keep that, and then take the right elbow outside the left thigh, or plant the right hand down and reach the left arm up. So whichever foundation you chose, lengthen the ribs away from pelvis. Exhale, sensing the axial rotation of the spine bones in space. And then sense how you can keep using this shape as a way to create more integrity in the space of your spine. If you have the knee lifted, well, don't do that yet, actually unwind the arms. If you have the knee lifted, plant the knee down, straighten the left leg, nomad's pose. Track the left hip down and back. You might want your blocks. And then fold over the straight leg, shoulders away from the ears, look towards the navel. And then you could press into the heel, drag the heel towards the sit bone. And then from there, re-bend the knee and either join us in the vinyasa transition or come right back into down dog. Lower all the way down. This time come through cobra, hands under shoulders. Peel the chest forward and up. Pull the chest forward as you come down. Hands under shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. Press back into down dog. Knit the front ribs in towards the back ribs and then step right leg forward into lunge. And then build your pose with integrity, foundational moves. Feet active, hands active, telescope ribs, wrap shoulder blades, relax neck. Keep breathing. Hold on to the right hip, lift the ribs, reach up and over. Sensing how you can make space, contract the low glutes on the left to keep the left hip stable, and then come back up. Choose to either keep the knee down or lift the knee and straighten the left leg. Take the left elbow outside the right thigh and connect the hands or open the arms. Inhale, lengthen ribs away from pelvis, make space. And then exhale without pushing, just seeing where your axial rotation is today. Dynamically breathing in a way that helps you keep feeling your body in this moment. Unwind the twist, straightening the front leg, getting support you need, telescoping ribs, and then folding. Playing with that move of pressing the heel into the mat, tractioning the heel back. Any other movements that help you to wake up and nourish the tissues in the ankle and the foot. And then from there, lift chest. Taking ourselves through a vinyasa or coming right into down dog, lowering down. Reach back through the legs, hands under shoulders, peel each set of ribs forward and up. Legs are solidly reaching back, lowering down. Coming into downward facing dog. Sitting the sit bones up and back, pressing the ground away, connecting to the earth with that rebounding action. And then from here, left leg steps forward, warrior two. Front heel aligns to back arch. You have the mobility, pick up the right heel and spin it out. And then keep the right knee stacking over the ankle. Reach out through both arms. Keep the ribs over pelvis. You can look over the left middle finger or just look to the side. And then from here, let's do some kite hawk. So inhale, palms up, shoulders down, shoulder blades down. You can look up. Exhale, rolling arms forward, slide shoulders up. Let the chest close. So you can really feel into this hinging quality of the chest. Bend the elbows if it helps you get in there. If you have your balance, you can close your eyes. Using this pose to breathe into the cracks that we all have in our hearts and into all of everything your heart is holding. When you're ready, stay with palms up and shoulders down. Keep that orientation. Just flip the palms back down. So this is where you might use a prop. Can come out of warrior two and come back in if you need to grab something. So come a little bit wider than shoulders with distance. Pull on your thing, kick into your legs, keep that foundation, lift the pubic bone so the low abs are working. Inhale here, exhale, right hand comes behind the head, the other arm reaches out. Inhale, reach up, exhale, other arm bends down. You can add in a little twisting action, using this to nourish your nervous system. Sometimes these flowing movements can really help to unravel, build up tension. And then when you're ready, give yourself a moment, relaxing, find stillness. And we'll do one more thing. Reaching the arms up, if you're familiar with a lat pull, it's like the action of a lat pull. Bending elbows, you can let the strap come behind the head. You might need to loosen it. Arms reach up. So you're sensing, what's my scapular mobility? Are the shoulder blades sticky? Are they smooth? So this is a lot of heart meridian work here. All of the spaces underneath the shoulder blades, a lot gets built up in there, shall we say. And then from there, releasing, taking a moment, either stillness or giving the arms a shake, maybe a little bit of both. Head to ankle press, hold on to the hips, press down, lift your hips, and then hinge forward, taking the right hand either onto the floor or onto a block, and then move the right hand to the right. Left hand comes close up at that inner thigh near the hip point. So you're in a forward fold, take a breath into the left hip and then press down and away as you move the ribs to the right. You can look towards your navel and let the head hang. Take any kind of clearing breaths. And then from there, walk both hands inside the left foot. Gently place the back knee down. And we'll come into lounge line. So holding to the front of the left knee, the right hand starts underneath the shoulder. And then you can walk the right hand anywhere from 5 to 15 inches on a diagonal. And then let the right ribs come forward and towards the ground. So it's an unusual pose. You're looking for something in the front of the hip, in the hip flexors, into the side ribs. And then unwind your lounge lunge. And we're going to take this right to the other side. So from here, please come back up to standing, and we're going to set up warrior two in the opposite direction. So bending into the right knee, front heel aligns to back arch. Reach out through both arms. And then we'll come into, on this side, we'll do bird wing rather than kite hop. So bend both elbows, palms face the ceiling. Inhale, and then on exhale, forearms move out, elbows pin in, shoulders down, shoulder blades down. Inhale, hands come to stage one. Exhale, forearms move out, elbows pin in, shoulders down, shoulder blades down. Stage three, inhale, hands forward. Exhale, forearms move out, elbows pin in, shoulders down, shoulder blades down. And then releasing, maybe giving the arms a shake. And then we'll come into one more round of that same thing, reaching up, holding onto your prop, and then bending one elbow, the other arm straightens out. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, one elbow bends, the other arm straightens out. And then keep going, studying what is the mobility of your shoulder blade. And then coming into the second round of that lat pull variation, arms reach up. Exhale, prop can come behind the head, elbows bend. You can do this with or without. And then giving yourself a moment to feel that, either arms still or arms shake out. Hold on to the top crest of the hip. Lift the ribs, hinging forward. And then coming into head to ankle prep. Take the right hand to the inner thigh. Honey, she's right there. She's right there. She's right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, babies.
Moving the torso to the left, pressing down and away on the inner thigh. Letting the head go, looking towards the navel. Activate your feet. And then from there, walking both hands inside the right foot, gently place the knee down. Lounge lunge, hold on to the front of the shin. Left hand underneath the shoulder, coming on a diagonal. And then let the left ribs come forward and towards the ground, feeling for anything in the front of the hip, softening into the torso. And then from there, unwinding your lounge lunge, taking a final down dog here for this practice. And then coming into a three-legged dog. So lifting the left leg, strong kick through that leg, bend the knee, and then really feeling into the movement as you circle the hip, breathing in a way that helps you to sense that ball and socket joint, how that relates to the sacrum. And then using the transition therapeutically, moving the thigh bone away from the hip, lowering the leg, lighting up the power in your leg to help you ground yourself. And then we'll take that to the other side. Lift the right leg, bend the knee, circling the thigh bone in the hip, breathing into all of those relationships, hip, low back, sacrum. And then same transition, lengthen the leg, move the thigh bone, gently place the knee down, and then let yourself come on down to your back. And then from here, working with some integration into the core. So starting with the straddle, reaching the legs out, outer edges of the feet parallel. So you're in a slight internal rotation. Arms are wherever they help you ground. Broaden across the back ribs. Inhale into a small straddle, and then exhale, legs come back to hips with distance. And then growing your straddle, broaden across back ribs, front ribs knit in and down. Feet are dynamic. And then from there, come back to center. We'll come into splits. So when you're ready, broaden back ribs. Coming into a small split on exhale. Left leg moves towards you, right leg away. Inhale, broadening back ribs. Exhale, splits.
Hi, sweetheart.
And then letting that grow.
Hi, babies. You doing yoga with mama? You doing yoga with mama? Good girl.
And then when that's complete, placing the feet down, straightening the legs, and then begin to bounce in a way that stimulates your calf muscles but doesn't stress your knees. Gentle hands, please. And then using this to move out anything that gets in the way of your integrity. Of really standing, really inhabiting your legs. We have some friends cheering for us. And then letting that pause, bringing your hands to your chest and begin to tap. Starting with the sternum and then walking anywhere that feels useful. Inhaling and then exhaling. If there's a sound that you could use, let that happen. If that is a possibility for where you are. And then using some sweeping, use your whole hand to sweep from the center of the sternum all the way through your arms, through the bicep line, the back line of the arms. Through the armpit. And then checking in if you are ready for Shavasana, you can take that, or else coming into Happy Baby or any finishing pose that would complete your movements for this practice. And when you're ready, letting yourself come into Shavasana. Making that transition from creating support, receiving the support you've created, and now letting yourself practice resting. Beginning to feel for the whole of your body. Breathing in your Shavasana. And letting that help you access your wholeness and integrity. And this truth that yoga and many other traditions teach us, that if you are alive, that you deserve to thrive. And starting by breathing in a way that embodies that truth for everyone. And affirming the way that this community holds that and amplifies that. And take all the time you need to transition on to one side and come back up to a seat. Sensing into this vertical axis of you, the vessel of your body, the home of your spirit and your heart. And if you like, you could bring the hands on the torso. And we'll close with one round of Brahmari. So if you'd like to unmute yourself, Brahmari is taking a deep breath in together and creating a humming, buzzing of any pitch to feel for internal connection to vibration, external connection to each other. Relaxing, taking a full breath in, exhaling with buzzing.